let's talk about the Marantz Model 40N. Around a year ago, Marantz launched its new model series with the Model 30, and it consists of two devices, one amplifier and an SA/CD player, I think with a streamer inside. And it had a completely new design with some iconic elements from the past, like the round port display. I think it's called the port. And of course the symmetry in the design that they think is very, very important. Well, I must admit it looks absolutely great. Although it's, well, they use some plastics, but you don't see it and you don't notice it. So it's very well done and it looks, well, at least it looks distinctive. With the new Model 40N, they try to reach a target group that doesn't have 5,000-6,000 euros for two devices, and they still need loudspeakers. Then they want to appeal to the people that just want to add speakers, and they can with the Model 40N because it does absolutely everything. You have a streamer, you have a DA converter, you have a decent amplifier, you have analog in, and with the analog in you even can connect a turntable because it has an phono input. And with that you just need speakers because you can use an HDMI cable to connect to your TV if it has an ARC port, and then you can even run your TV through the Marantz and you're done. So it's a very easy device to set up. And it looks good, it looks distinctive, and it's not ridiculously priced. 2,500 euros is a lot of money, but you get a lot of functionality. Well, if we take a look at the back, we see Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Ethernet, coaxial in, optical in, HDMI, USB storage, 3 line inputs, phono input, a recording output, a sub-out. It's called pre-out, a bit weird, but it's a subwoofer output and you can tune it for the crossovers, and you have a power amplifier input. So all in all, it does everything the modern user will need. We haven't listened to the Marantz Model 40N yet. We connected it and we played some music, but we have to connect more loudspeakers to determine what it can do and what it can't do. But we did measure it because we always measure it and don't look at the measurements until we need them. But we measured it for the review, and there are two parts in our measurements. We measured the amplifier part and we measured the DAC board. And we measured the DAC board in two ways. We used the pre-out, or the recording out in this part, and we used the loudspeaker output as well to measure the DAC board, because there's a difference in between those two, and that was quite odd. Well, it's not odd, but the differences were quite big actually. The loudspeaker output measured better than the recording output. But the amplifier part measures quite well actually. They do meet their specifications, and that's not a rule. We don't always see that. Some manufacturers just give better numbers because who's gonna check it anyway? Well, we do. It does 70 watts in 8 ohms, and it does also 100 watts in 4 ohms. And it's quite linear as well. The noise floor is very low and it's very quiet, so the amplifier part is built pretty well. Even for this price range, it's built pretty well. The DAC board, on the other hand, I think they could do better. We tested a lot of DACs lately in the €1,000 range, and I don't expect them to build a complete €1,000 DAC in this amplifier. But the difference is quite big, I think. Channel separation could be better. It's noisy in some parts even, and it's not completely linear. It's not as bad as the worst DAC we tested. Let's keep that clear. But I think they had to save some money somewhere, and they thought, where can we save money? without being it too obvious in the sound quality. So they made a very good amplifier, and they thought we can save some money in the DAC board because it won't be that audible. So we still have to listen to it, but that's where things get a little bit less good than we hoped. Let's say it friendly. But let's calculate what Marantz did in the 40N. Let's say we grab a 1200 euro amplifier, because it does measure like a 1200 euro amplifier. Then we need a 700 euro DA converter. Then we need a streamer. And then we need some way of getting HDMI through. It's not gonna work. I get it that they needed to save some money somewhere, and I'm gonna take a listen to it in the upcoming days and see if our measurements around the DAC are audible or not. So we're gonna take a listen to this amplifier, streamer, DAC in the coming days, and you'll see the review online at alphaaudio.nl or alphaaudio.net. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.